The Serpent's Wager is a contemporary screenplay adaptation drawing inspiration from the Book of Job. It conveys a powerful message about resilience in the face of tragedy and the unwavering importance of faith in God's wisdom. John, representing Job, a successful tech entrepreneur, is in business with his partners, Mr. Bildad, Eliphaz, and Zophar, collectively overseeing a Fortune 500 tech company. John lives in a lavish home with his wife, Emily. The couple exhibits reverence in their behavior and attitude towards God and are grateful for their numerous children and the abundance they enjoy. Their love is deep and palpable as they reflect on how blessed they are. Beneath a natural desert arch, the boss awaits his associates, a gang of marauding bikers. Smasher, the lead angel, provides the boss with a report on the current state of the world. Referring to everyone as the clients, Smasher reports the failures of some to follow the boss's wishes. When asked to intervene, the boss emphasizes that free will is in play, and it's ultimately up to the clients to open their eyes. Enter Killer, a slender and enigmatic figure navigating a beat-up moped to join the boss and the others atop the hill. Killer, embodying the symbolism of Satan, challenges the boss, representing God, to put one of his clients, John, to the test. He argues that John's faithfulness is merely a result of being blessed and protected by the boss. Convinced that John will turn against him when faced with loss, Killer proposes a wager to the boss, betting that John will lose his faith as he confronts ruin. The boss, confident in John's innocence and devout nature, agrees to the daring wager but makes Killer promise not to harm him. Killer orchestrates a series of events aimed at dismantling John and Emily's life. Tragedy strikes as a tornado claims the lives of their children and their home burns to the ground. To compound his suffering even more, John becomes plagued by severe boils and sores covering his entire body. Grief-stricken by the tragedy, Emily attributes the loss of their children to John's actions. She accuses him of forsaking his faith in God, claiming it as the reason for their punishment. Expressing her disdain, she declares her desire to leave him. John's business partners, Mr. Bildad, Eliphaz, and Zophar, locate him at his isolated desert refuge. Youthful Edward Elihu accompanies them. The partners confront John, alleging that his misfortunes stem from his wicked ways and he deserves his suffering. As they engage in heated dialogue, young Edward interjects, admonishing them for their and John's disrespect toward God. The boss visits the trio of partners, expressing his disappointment in them and urging them to seek his forgiveness, while commending Edward for coming to his defense. Then, the boss delivers a lecture to John, unraveling the mysteries of the world and heavens before taking him on an illuminating tour of his creation. Years pass, and restored possessions surround John and Emily. They are now living in a new home, and laughter fills the air from their new children. 10 years later, now reinstated as the CEO of Jobian Logic, John sits with his partners. They ask if he has sought God's forgiveness for them after the harsh treatment they inflicted on him and their disrespect toward God. John sits in quiet reflection, thoughts drifting back to his time in the desert. His mind flashes back to a memory of Smasher paying him a visit on a gleaming, beautiful motorcycle. Together, they embark on an odyssey into Jesus' time, during which Smasher reveals how Jesus sacrificed his life for the forgiveness of our sins. John's flashback ends, and he returns to his partners. After announcing his retirement, John turns his interest in the company to Edward Elihu. He tells his partners with compassion, "Yes, I asked God to forgive you." Killer meets with the boss to discuss the wager. He accuses the boss of rigging the game by keeping his hedge of protection in place. Defeated, Killer reneged on the bet, turned back into a serpent, and slinked away. We're in pre-production for this 90-minute feature film. We seek funding to produce a 10-minute pitch video. A torch video, as it's called, is a prerequisite for the Angel Studios Guild to consider bringing this exciting project to life. The estimated cost for the torch video is around $5,000, and we plan to utilize local talent for its production. Our filming location will be at Born Again Film Studios. For inquiries and a detailed budget breakdown for the feature, contact Dennis Packard at 256-665-3783.